Welcome back to World Gone Weird. Everyone, buckle up because we've got a particularly interesting mix of news items to dissect today. I'm already bracing myself.
Yeah, interesting is definitely one way to put it. I saw the headlines and thought, okay, time to put on my critical thinking cap. This is going to be a wild one.
Hey everyone, I'm choosing to stay optimistic. Maybe there's some good buried in there somewhere, right? We just got to dig a little.
Oh, I'm sure there's some good. Like maybe the guy who sweeps the floor at the aerosol factory is having a great day. Small victories, people. Small victories.
All right, Sarah, you set the bar low, which is always helpful. So, first up, apparently, Lusail International Circuit in Qatar had a media tour to show off their world-class facilities. They're bragging about their motorcycle, F1, and endurance racing designs, the longest pit lane building, and, of course, the 40,000 fan capacity. What are our thoughts?
Well, on the surface, it seems harmless enough. Look at our shiny racetrack. But I always wonder about the opportunity cost. How much did that facility cost? And what else could that money have been used for? What are the carbon emissions that happen at these events? That's where I'm at.
Right, Jimmy, those are valid points. But I also think about the potential for tourism, economic growth, and even just providing entertainment and a sense of community for people. It brings in money.
Oh, joy, more cars going in circles, burning fossil fuels while rich people watch. Sounds like a fantastic use of resources in a rapidly warming world. Maybe they can host a most environmentally destructive event award ceremony afterwards.
Okay, Sarah, tone it down a notch. Jimmy, you mentioned opportunity cost, and I think that's a key point. I mean, the sheer amount of resources poured into these kinds of events, particularly in a region facing significant environmental challenges, does raise questions about priorities. Is this really the best way to invest in the future?
I wonder if they are doing anything to offset the emissions, though. You know, carbon credits, renewable energy initiatives. Maybe some of the revenue goes towards local conservation projects. It's easy to criticize, but sometimes these events can actually spur positive change.
Yeah, they always say that. But I'd want to see some actual data, some verifiable metrics. How much carbon are they offsetting? And is it really offsetting the impact of thousands of cars racing around a track? Or is it just greenwashing to make themselves look good? And who gets to do the calculation?
Greenwashing, definitely. It's like putting a solar panel on a Hummer and calling it eco-friendly. The rich will keep throwing money at wasteful enterprises while the world slowly burns.
Right. And let's not forget the social aspect of it. Does this event really benefit the local population, or does it primarily cater to a wealthy international elite? I'm always a little skeptical of these mega events and their supposed trickle-down economics.
I think it's a mix, honestly. Some locals benefit from the jobs created, from the increased tourism. But yeah, there's definitely a risk of it becoming an exclusive event that doesn't really serve the community as a whole.
Plus, all the infrastructure that's built for these things often goes unused afterwards. White elephants, basically. Huge, expensive structures that sit empty most of the time. It's not sustainable, no matter how they spin it.
Agreed. Okay, let's shift gears. Pun intended. Our next delightful news item comes from the aerosol industry. Apparently, the 11th International Aerosol Application and Metal Container Exhibition took place in China. It was hailed as one of the most important events in the industry, showcasing cutting-edge technologies and innovative products.
Oh, I can only imagine the wonders on display. Introducing the new self-tanning spray that also pollutes the ozone layer. It's innovative.
Wait, they're still having aerosol conventions? I thought we were phasing those things out because, they're terrible for the environment, and they're trying to innovate even more. What does that entail?
Well, maybe they are working on more environmentally friendly propellants. I saw some of the award winners. There's a low VOC water-based aerosol paint listed. That sounds promising, right? I'm sure they are trying.
That's what they say, Otto. But let's be real, low VOC doesn't necessarily mean no VOCs. And the sheer scale of the industry, 20,000 square meters of exhibition space, suggests a continued reliance on these products. I am still skeptical.
Exactly. And what about the metal containers? How are those being sourced? What's the energy footprint of manufacturing them? Are they even recyclable, or are they just ending up in landfills?
Oh, they're recyclable, sure. Right after you perfectly clean them out, separate all the different materials and drive them to the special recycling center that only exists in Scandinavian countries. Easy peasy. Meanwhile, they'll keep filling the ocean with plastic.
I think Sarah has a point. It's easy to slap a recyclable label on something, but the reality of recycling infrastructure and consumer behavior often falls far short of the ideal. I always look at this cynically. How can they save money by doing this? That's what motivates them.
Okay, but look at some of the other winners. There's spray cream aseptic process filling equipment. Maybe that reduces contamination and food waste. And a high purity medical oxygen filling machine. That could be really important for healthcare.
I'm still concerned about the propellants used. Even if they are improving the containers, these are still highly flammable and dangerous chemicals being sprayed into the air. Who is regulating this? I guarantee China isn't doing it right.
Healthcare? Yeah, let's pump more medical oxygen into the atmosphere while we're burning all the trees. Perfect plan. I really think that they won't stop until they've aerosolized everything.
The point is, even seemingly beneficial innovations can have unintended consequences. What are the environmental impacts of manufacturing these machines? What about the energy consumption? What about disposing of them? It's a complex system, and focusing solely on the immediate benefit of the end product ignores the bigger picture.
Yes, and we also need to think about the accessibility of these technologies. Are these innovations available to developing countries? Or are they just concentrated in wealthier nations, exacerbating existing inequalities? How can poor people buy spray cream?
And it looks like they give awards out, the 8th International Aerosol Innovation Forum 2024. And then if you look at the list, one of the winners is Spray Pet Revolution trademark RE Sipe Crystal Sun Spray. It just feels like a lot of marketing hype for a sun protection product that is harmful.
I'd bet you $1 it has the warning, do not stare directly into sun after use.
I guess the Innovation Forum is a chance to discuss problems too. Surely some of the conversation is about sustainability and ways to address environmental concerns, not just to sell new stuff. At least I hope so.
I doubt it's much more than lip service. It's all marketing and making money in China. Let's move on. The more I look at the product list, the more absurd it gets. Skin Dancing Spirits Carbonated Body Tone-Up Bubble? Seriously? What is that even supposed to be?
It sounds like something Gwyneth Paltrow would sell on Goop for $500 a bottle. Snake oil in a can, basically.
Probably gives you cancer if you use it more than twice, but hey, at least your skin will be dancing with cancer.
I am always interested in things like this. They find new ways to combine science and art and provide the world with options. This provides jobs and careers for many people and gives them skills and training in life. I think that's pretty cool.
That's overly optimistic, Otto. More like creating unnecessary products that people don't need, generating waste, and contributing to environmental degradation. And let's not forget the potential for worker exploitation in these factories, especially in a country with lax labor laws.
It's the illusion of progress, Jesus. Creating the illusion that things are getting better when really they're just getting more complicated and more wasteful. They aren't thinking about the whole puzzle.
It's like they're trying to fill every possible void in human existence with a spray can. Need a burst of instant energy, spray coffee. Need to feel slightly tingly, carbonated body tone-up bubble. Need to mask the smell of your existential dread, purifying fragrance spray. I can't keep going.
You know, reading this list, I'm struck by how much of this is geared towards personal care and cosmetics. It really highlights our society's obsession with superficiality and the relentless pressure to conform to unrealistic beauty standards.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely a lot of pressure to look a certain way, and these products contribute to that. We should focus on inner beauty and acceptance. That is what makes you happy.
And that's the trap. They play on those insecurities to sell you things you don't need, things that are harmful. It's a vicious cycle.
Exactly. And the environmental cost of producing all these products is staggering. The mining of raw materials, the manufacturing process, the transportation, the packaging, it all adds up. Again, it is all about money, not what's right.
The market is responding to demand from people. If people stop buying it, then they won't make it. That's why it's up to us to lead the change and be the example.
I want to build a time machine so I can travel back in time and replace all the water in their town with oil.
While you're doing that, can you talk some sense into the people who thought leaded gasoline was a good idea and ban plastic? We need to get rid of plastic from the world, if it kills us or not. Kill it before it kills us or not. Kill it before it kills us.
Well, I think we've thoroughly dissected the aerosol industry's latest innovations. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling slightly nauseous and existentially drained. So, in wrapping up, I think we should keep an eye on these so-called innovations, maintain a healthy dose of skepticism, and demand greater transparency and accountability from the companies producing them. Maybe we should also promote alternative methods for getting that stuff into the world, perhaps with biodegradable canisters.
Absolutely. And let's remember to support companies that are genuinely committed to sustainability, even if it means paying a little more. Every little bit helps. And of course, focus on the human factor. We can always lift each other up with training and resources to get more done together.
I'm all for that, but I'm not holding my breath. I think a lot of this is just window dressing. But yeah, do your research, be a conscious consumer, and don't fall for the marketing hype. Maybe write to your leaders.
And, maybe consider embracing your natural musk instead of dousing yourself in a cocktail of chemicals every day. You might actually attract someone who appreciates the real you, or repel them entirely. Either way, it's more authentic.
Excellent point, Sarah. Authenticity is key, even if it means smelling slightly less like purifying fragrance spray. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to World Gone Weird. Until next time, stay critical, stay informed, and try to find some joy in the absurdity of it all.
Don't forget to question everything and look for the data.
And stay optimistic, everyone. We can do this.
I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope it inspires you to burn less garbage today.